भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवम् आदरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं सद्गुरु ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम। We are studying the first adhyaya, Samanvaya Adhikaran, first adhyaya, and the fourth sutra, Tattu Samanvayat. A sutra that is considered to be of paramount importance in Brahma Sutra, a sutra on which Acharya has given most elaborate commentary, and the reason for this is not far to seek. One of the most difficult thing to imagine is to imagine the reality or the Brahma. Every single thought that we have in our mind, as far as Brahma and its nature is concerned, is connected with our world of perceiver, feeler and thinker. And Brahma is beyond that. If somebody is told that you have 2 hands to grab a thing, and there is a thing or an object which can be grabbed only by 10 hands, a person with 2 hands can never ever imagine to grab such a thing. The very instrument with which we are acquainted as Jiva is hopelessly inadequate to understand even intellectually the concept of Brahma. None of us have Brahma realization. None of us have understood or seen Brahma. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been there in the satsang. But to even have faintest idea about Brahma is extremely difficult, because any idea or any kalpana, imagination, can only originate from the instruments that you have with you. Let us take an example. Suppose you are asked to imagine a taste of anything, any fruit or anything. Your tastes will not go beyond 4 or 5. Salty, bitter, sweet, sour. That's all. If suppose you are spoken about the dimension of an object, you can only think of 3 dimensions, maybe 4 dimensions. Beyond that, we cannot imagine the dimension simply because our repertoire, our armament, our equipment is not simply adequate to think like that. We can imagine at the speed of light as the maximum speed. In physics, astrophysics, in anywhere in this world, we have not imagined a speed more than speed of light, because that is maximum for us. Then to imagine the speed of mind is beyond our scope. So everywhere we find inadequacy of our equipment, our repertoire to fathom something which is so huge and encompassing, being the only one. We are used to duality so much, we are used to diversity so much, that we may be verbally talking about unity of all the things and sarvatram ekatva anupashyata brahma etc., but this is all only the speech of the tongue. There is no inside realization, even imagination that everything is one is not possible for us. Try doing it. Moment you come across a woman, a man thinks she is a woman. It is so ingrained in us that we cannot think of unity even in imagination. What about the vastness or the distance? We can only imagine what our imagination allows us as far as vastness is concerned. How big can you imagine? We can imagine big as big as the sun, as big as the star, as big as the galaxy. The word will always be punctuated with as big as. As means comparison. Parimana is always relative. So can there be some vastness where there is no parimana, there is no possibility of measuring it aparimita? Why talk about all these things? Right now, right where we are sitting, we are a part of a particle, like a dust particle on this earth. This earth is like a dust particle in the entire galaxy of ours called Milky Way, Akasha Ganga. Now, do we know that this Akasha Ganga or galaxy in which we are a part of a planet called Earth, on which we are sitting as a minuscule speck, we all are moving at a speed of 828,000 kilometers per second is the speed with which this Milky Way galaxy is moving. Do we realize it? I am moving at a speed of 828,000 kilometers per second. I don't believe in it because it's beyond my understanding. I feel I'm sitting stationary, steady at one place for the satsang. No, sir, you are not. You do not perceive the speed, that's your limitation. That means in the visible, perceptible world, there are so many things which are beyond my perception, feeling and thinking. Then that which is far beyond all the perceptions, feeling and thinking, can it ever be attained even through imagination is a problem, and that is precisely the huge challenge or the goal that Brahma Sutra has taken in front of it. That is why the scripture is so dense and complex in its complexities. At the beginning itself, it has been told that Athato, not any Tom, Dick and Harry can come and start thinking, what is Brahma? It is not that casual an approach. You have to refine your intellect. You have to really work hard to have the penetrating intellect so that your flights of imagination, because right now we are trying to get what is called as Paroksha Jnana Prapti of Brahma Jnana. For a Paroksha Jnana Prapti, your intellect has to be extremely sharp, dissecting type, pure in its nature, so that your imagination can be thrown up high there, so that you can grasp the glimpses of indirect knowledge of Brahma. That is precisely what the attempt we are making in the session. Why there is difficulty in understanding the nature of the Brahma? First of all, we do not know whether there is one reality and the reality called Brahman or not, which has been settled by Shastra Yonitvat. Janmadyasya yataha. Since everything has come out from that one entity called Brahma, including the Shastra called Veda, and Veda is the only Shastra available for humanity, one thing is certain, that if you want to know the reality, you should not and cannot go anywhere else except Veda. Not because Veda is a religion pertaining to a community or a society or a nation, but because Veda is the assimilation of universal truths, directly pointing to the universal truth called Brahma. And since the truth can be only one, irrespective of who you are, where you are, which period you are, what type of person you are, for a reality, the source is only and only Veda. Once we are sure about the source, it becomes mandatory on our part to study that source, and studying the source in its purest form by focusing at the end of the Veda, Vedanta, picking up from the pictures of knowledge, the most concentrated utterances ever made by the realized soul. Each and every statement is made by the one who has directly perceived Brahma, one who has become Brahmibhuta, are called Upanishadic utterances, which are very difficult to configure, and that is the reason why Brahma Sutra has been written, and that is the reason why we need to understand the statements made in Upanishad to its purest extent, and the process of understanding requires a tremendous amount of reconciliation. That is why it is called Tattu Samanvaya. Samanvaya. Sama Anvaya. You have to join the things in the most fruitful manner so that you get the right purport of what the Rishis were telling. And that is why in the discussion, Acharya says, please for God's sake, forget what you were doing, because Brahmanubhuti is a new chapter for you. Do not bring any baggage of your knowledge with you when you want to achieve Brahma Prapti. What is our knowledge? Karma is our knowledge. Good karma, bad karma, doing nice karma, doing punya karma, doing dharma, abstaining from adharma is all that we know. We don't know anything beyond this. Because we consider the world is real. I am one of the part of the world. We all are different parts of the world. We should live with each other in harmony. We should help each other. We should always do good work. We should always be doing good karma so that everybody lives happily. We must care for the environment. We must have what is called in Gita as a Sahajivana Yajna. That's all we know. And with these instruments we go for attaining Brahma. So the teacher who knows Brahma, Brahmavid, tries to explain, but the student always tries to connect it with what he knows. So when it is said that Brahma Jnana is not related to Karma Jnana or Karma Phala, the student says, sir, does it mean that if I do lots of punya, I will get Brahma Jnana? The teacher says, no. Then the student comes and says that, sir, if I do lot of upasana, can I get Brahma Jnana? Teacher says, no. The student gets frustrated and asks, what do I do so that I get Brahma Jnana? And the teacher says, don't do anything. Not doing anything, not even thinking of doing anything. Then the student says, oh, is it an avastha where you are not doing anything? The teacher says, no. And that is where the confusion gallows. Brahma Prapti is not by doing anything. Not by stopping the doing anything. Alright, if this is the case, what is Brahma Jnana? What is a Brahma? Is it a state in which you feel happy? The teacher says no. Is it a stage where you are free from the sorrow? Teacher says no. Frustrated, the student asks, sir, Acharya, is it a state where there is neither happiness nor sorrow? Teacher says no. Then the student is so frustrated, he says, is it a state where there is nothing happening? Teacher says no. The difficulty is here to imagine something as our nature which does nothing, which is not sukham, which is not dukkham, which is not absence of sukham and dukkham also. See, the difficulty is in imagining Brahma, and we are still talking about only imagination, paroksha jnana. Actual experience is further beyond that. Because you can think of an experience only when you have faint idea about what Brahma is. That is why the Karma Kandi or the Purva Mimamsak or a person like us again and again comes back to his own repertoire and tries to argue with Shankaracharya, the Vedanti, saying that, look sir, if I keep doing punya karma, punya karma, punya karma, punya karma, punya karma, one after the other, I should be getting Brahma. Isn't it? At the end, I should not be doing any adharma in this world. Adharma is papam. And how do I know what is punyam and papam or dharma or adharma? Veda is telling me what to do, what not to do. The do's and don'ts are there in Vedas. If you do Veda Vihita, as told, prescribed by the Veda, then you will know what is dharma, what is adharma. So supposing I did my nitya karma, naimittik karma, did not do any kamya karma, and prayashchit karma I have taken, then what will happen? I will be left with no karma. Why? Because I have done my nitya karma and naimittik karma, so there is no papam for me. I am not doing any kamya karma, so there is no phalam. So why will I be again born? And if I am not again born, I am done. The Vedanti says, sorry sir, no. Why no? For me to come in this body, I have to either do some papa karma. But I am doing only punya karma, punya karma. I am not doing any sakama karma. If I am doing desireless work, then why will I be there? Why will I come in this world? I am done. That is what the moksha is. So according to understanding which appeals us, the stand taken by Purva Mimamsak is, in this world, behave yourself and you are done. And behave means what? Do not do any nishiddha karma. Do not forget to do nitya naimittik karma. And do not do kamya karma. Then why will you be born again? And since you will not be born again, you will not be having the body again. And you only said that when you become bodiless, you are done. Because being in this world, you have to have a body, shariram. And Atma is called sharirika or ashariri. Embodied, non-embodied. Non-embodied is Atma. Moment you become embodied, you are a jiva. But I will not get the body because I don't have any karma phala. Why should I be having a body? And that's it. I am done. So for the moksha, all you need to do is just keep doing punya karma, do not do papa karma, and you are done. But the Vedanti says, sorry sir, that alone will not do. Why will not do? Because Brahma-jnana is not phalam. So you can't be doing a karma and getting Brahma-jnana as my phala. If I do punya karma, I will be getting Brahma-jnana. No. Why no? Why no? Because punya karma or papa karma, dharma or adharma will have a phalam. And moment you have a phalam, you have to have the bhog. And moment you have to have the bhog, you have to have the body. I want to do only punyam, but I don't want to have a body. Not possible, because very fact that you did the punyam, you will get punya phala, whether you want it or not. Because the rule for the created world, universe, it's simple. All the jivas, as long as they do karma, they will be getting the phala. No exception whatsoever. Howsoever best karma you may do, worst karma you may do, karma means phala has to be there. For the karma to not bear the phalam, you will have to first touch the Brahman. Only after Brahmi Bhutata, only after acquaintance with Brahma, only after Atma-jnana, the karma that is done does not bear the fruit, not before that. So if you do karma before Atma-jnana, howsoever great and grand it may be, there will be phalam. And you will have to experience it. But once you have Atma-jnana or Brahma-jnana and then you do karma, the phalam is not there. How strange it is. The same person, Gurudeva, was doing the karma before realization. And he did karma after realization. Look at Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Swami Vivekananda. He gave so many lectures, went to America, and such a great punya karma he did. Did he come back for the palaprapti? No, sir, he will not. Why? Because his karmas did not bear the fruit. Why was he so special? Not special. He reached a place where the karmas do not bear the fruit. The modality for that is through kartrutva, ahankara, bhranti gone, bhoktrutva, ahankara, bhranti gone. Those are modalities. But the fact is, no karma, na karma lipyate nare. Jivishet chatagam samaha. You may live for 100 years. Still the karma will not bear any fruit. Na karma lipyate nare for whom? For those who are atmajnani. So beautifully a Sufi says about this, he says, है जनाब शेख का ये फैसला बड़ा अजीब इस शहर में, जो यहाँ पियो तो हराम है, वहाँ पियो तो हलाल है. You do karma here, you will definitely get phalam. But if you do it there means after Atmajnana, then there is no phalam. That is why to counter the karma kandi, Purva Pakshi is saying, Ashariratvam evam dharma karyam. You get bodilessness, non-embodiment by doing punya karma, because only after punya karma you will not get a body. The Vedanta says, no, it's not like that. Why? Ashariram sharireshu anavasteshu avastitam. Atma is ashariri and it is its nature. And what happens in those cases? Kathopanishad says, Mahan vibhu atmanam matva dhiro na shochyati. The one who knows the nitya and Mahan Atma, he does not grieve, or there is no shoka, there is a shoka nasha. Having Ananda doesn't mean shoka nasha. When we eat a sweet mango, we say that I am enjoying the sweetness. But that is not a sweet state, because sweetness is going to end soon. That is why, in case of the one who is enjoying the fruits of ativa punya karma, suppose we did so much of punya karma that we got the anabhishikta samrajya of this entire universe, where you are always in the youth, the death is defying you, you are not dying, still, even then, it's going to end. And when it ends, again the shoka will start. Atyanta shoka nasha is not an avastha which can be obtained by the karma. It can only be obtained by Brahma darshan or Brahmi bhutata. Mahan vibhu atmanam matva, the one who realizes the Atman dhiro. Dhiro means dhiram rati grunnati iti dhiraha, the one who has completely mastered the indriyas and the panchamahabhutas. Dhiro na shochyati. There is complete shokanash. There is a Nyaya Ghatita Utkrushta Grantha called Vichara Sagara Rahasya. An extremely beautifully composed scripture based on Tarka, because it is Nyaya Ghatita, written by Nishchal Das Maharaj, in which he has described Saptavastha of Abhasa. What is Abhasa? Adhyas. We have seen Adhyas in detail. Superimposition. Superimposition goes through 7 stages. First superimposition is Ajnana. Ajnana means you and me do not know that we are Brahma. we know? We don't know. See how much it is ingrained in me. Even while talking, I feel Dr. Jadhav is speaking, Manish is listening, Pradeep is listening, Mansi is listening. Confirmed and convinced inside that I am different, they are different. Ajnana. Ask anybody, who are you? Do we say that I am Brahma? Even in sleep we will not say that. Why? They are so convinced that I am the body and I am so and so. This is Ajnana. Complete conviction that you are not Brahma is called Ajnana. Because you don't know you are Brahma, then you will naturally think that you are something different. A drunkard, when he is under the influence of alcohol, you ask him, where is your house? Is this your house? Actually it is his house, but if you ask him, is this your house? He says, no. So, Ajnana. Then you ask him, where is your house? He will point to some other house and say, this is my house. So what happened? He doesn't know his own house and he points to another house. This is precisely what happens in Ajnana. Ajnana covers the Brahma, so you know you are not Brahma. Immediately the question comes, then who are you? Then you say, I am Avarana. So Ajnana has got two aspects. One, I am not Brahma. So that's completely under the carpet, swept under the carpet. And I am so and so, Mr. so and so, Vikshepa. So this whole world is an Vikshepa. This has all sprung from the fact that those who do not know that they are Brahma, they are here in this world. In the sense, for them the world exists. Why would the world exist for the person who knows he is Brahma? Because Jagat itself is an erroneous impression of a person who doesn't know who he is. A person who is a lunatic, if you ask him by his name, are you Mr. So and so? He says, no, I am the king of the world, because he is mad. So what is happening? First of all, he doesn't know who he is, and he is assuming what he is not. He is not the king, but he is supposing that he is a king. That is Vikshepa. So all of us, not only that we don't know we are Brahma, but we are convinced that we are a part of this world and everyone has contributed in that world. So these days, you see, there are goggles through which you can see the metaverse, if anybody has seen it. It's a three-dimensional thing that you see through that metaverse goggle, in which you see very nice things. There is a light, Sandhi Prakash, there are trees and there are benches, and your avatar goes there and talks and social interaction, etc., etc., etc. All that is false, but looks true till the time I am looking through that goggle. Similarly, all this world, which is nothing else but projection, Vikshep. And when 1,000 lunatics come together, they don't argue with each other that this is not true. They say, yeah, this is true. So we are all lunatics in this creation who have completely forgotten their own nature, but are convinced about this new nature, and they think that is true. So, Ajnana, Avarana, Vikshepa, third avastha. Third avastha is Vikshepa. Then what happens? Then some people from those mad crowd, some people from that mad crowd like you and me, decide because of a person like you get some krupa and you start thinking, is it really the world or is it otherwise? Then you start taking the books in your hand like Bhagavad Gita and start thinking that mostly the elders and the acharyas say that this is not the real world, we are the Brahma. At least let us study, let us find out is it true or not. And then we all come into a satsang called Brahma Sutra and try to find out our real nature. How they say that you are Brahma, though I don't know what Brahma is, I find everything as so real. At least let me inquisitively find out what is what. This is called fourth avastha of Abhasa Paroksha Jnana. We all right now here are trying to take Paroksha Jnana, Para Iksha, Parena Ikshati. That what is seen by the Acharya, we are trying to see. We are not seeing ourselves. That will be Aparoksha Jnana, that is yet to come. Whatever Acharyas have seen, so those Acharyas who made those statements like Vamadeva, etc. in the Vedanta, Upanishada, which were then commented by Badarayana Vyasa, which was then further done Bhashya by Shankaracharya, another Acharya, which was then commented by Gurudev like another Acharya. We are trying to see through their thoughts, their eyes, what is Brahma. So the world normally is in three avasthas of avasa. Ajnana, avredu, vikshepa. That is all the world is. Everybody is into it. Few selected like you and me, because of our past punya karma, early in the morning we are trying to see who we are. What is Brahma? That is called Paroksha Jnana. By doing the Paroksha Jnana, if adequate Sattva-guna is there in us, we might start doing further progress from Paroksha Jnana to Aparoksha Jnana. And how will we come to know that I am doing this? What happens is, when you have your Sattva Guna going up, your Vikaras come down. What Vikaras? Your Moha, Lobha, Matsara, Krodha. If this goes down, that means Tamoguna and Rajoguna goes down, naturally Sattva Guna comes up. And Sattva Guna is not interested in this Kama, Krodha, Moha, Labha, Matsara, etc. So, such a person born with the Sattva Guna is not at all interested in doing a great job, having big cars, no, I don't want that. His inclination from beginning is towards Aparoksha Jnana. That is why, see, mostly in Puranas or as well as our Katha, there is always a statement that एक गांव में एक गरीब ब्राह्मण था. Always the story, moral story start like this. एक गांव में एक गरीब ब्राह्मण था. ब्राह्मण गरीब क्यों था? Because उसका मोह निवृत्त हो जाता है, तभी तो वो ब्रह्म की प्राप्ति के लिए बाहर निकलेगा. Since he is completely not interested in the worldly things, naturally he is a pauper, no? One who is interested in the worldly things will make some money. So such a person then, Gurudeva had a brilliant career in front of him as a journalist. He left it. Why? There's no fun. And that no fun is because of the past samskar, that Vairagya. So the one who has developed the Vairagya, which itself is a Sattva-guna effect, and have the adequate intellect, Viveka, then would try and undertake a journey seriously. Not casually, seriously. That is the movement from fourth avastha of Abhasa called Paroksha Jnana to Aparoksha Jnana. And then after umpteen number of births, Murushanam Sahasreshu Kachit Yatati Siddhanan Apiyatadana Kaschin Mam Vetti Tattvataha. That Kaschin is, after many births, one such person then succeeds in Aparoksha Jnana and gets the Brahma Anubhuti, which is called Aparoksha Jnana. This is called Brahma Jnana Avastha, or the sixth Avastha of Abhasa. This is followed by an avastha called Shokanasha. Shokanasha avastha. Shokanash avastha is called badhita avastha or bodha. In this avastha, there is no karma phala, there is no sukham, there is no dukkham, there is nothing. This is the avastha which Acharya Shankaracharya is pointing out in Viveka Chudamani through the great shloka which says, Vadantu shastrani yajantu devata kurvantu karmani bhajantu devaha atma aikya bodha vina api muktirna labhyate brahma shatantare api. Howsoever Vedas you may recite, howsoever karma you may do, howsoever puja, path or worship you may do, howsoever yajna you may do, Brahma Aikya Bodha Vina Api, you will not get mukti. Brahma Shatantare Api. Forget about your and mine 100 days. Shatantare, centuries of Brahma's life also, you will not get mukti. That means Brahma Aikya Bodha. Distinct personal perceptive realization of Brahma, Brahmanubhuti is the only answer for mukti. That is this seventh avastha of abhasa. And this is followed by the last avastha called ananda vyapti. What is ananda vyapti? Because we cannot describe the state, it is called blissful state. Now blissful is, remember, Sanskrit is the most divine language in the world and Vedas are the most divine scriptures in the world. So there is no mistake anywhere. It is not a sukha prapti. It is not a dukkha vinash. Both are not there. Then it is a state which otherwise cannot be described, so it is called ananda. And it is a state, or it is the only word in Sanskrit which does not have an opposite word. Or rather, it is the only word in the world that doesn't have an opposite. There is no antonym. Ananda. Ananda is the state in which everything is there and nothing is there. A very funny statement. Everything is there because it's positive state. It is not negative state or blank or void like Buddha Dharma. No. It's a positive state. Why? It is swa-samvedya. It is felt by oneself. It's not a feeling of the like that. Is it absence of sorrow? Yes. Is it presence of sukha? Yes. So is it sukha? No. Is it sukha? No. Is it shokanash? No. The word like sukham, dukkham, shokam, they do not even come closer to that. Ananda. Tukaram Maharaj describes this thing as Varala Dhanadata Harit Singh. Tukaram Maharaj said, I cannot see anything except Hari. Hari, 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 everywhere. What that Hari was it Hari with two hands? And that only Tukaram Maharaj knows. But what is the guarantee that those who have reached this state are not fooling us? All the acharyas say that, come then you will come to know. Even if I tell you, you cannot imagine because it is not a concept of imagination. Where imagination completely fails. That is what the Sufi says. Ishq ka jarf azma to jara, tu nazar se nazar mila to jara. दिल को तस्की ना हो तो मैं जामिन तू मैकदे में आ तो जा. Get the glimpse of Brahma, then you will come to know. Because there is no other way to explain. That is why in Upanishada the statements which are made like aprano hi manaha shubhra asanga hi ayam purushaha prana rahit mana rahit shuddha is atman or brahma, this purusha is asanga or sanga rahita. These statements are said because this is an indirect way of talking about the nature of Brahma. It has nothing to do with karma. Acharya is saying, but the karma kandi Purva Mimamsak is not going to keep quiet. He said, sir, all right, I agree with you, whatever you said, Brahma cannot be, agreed. But tell me one thing, if I do deep meditation, if I'm in Upasana, I'm doing Dhyana, and I did the Dhyana exactly as it is expected, then as a phalam of that Dhyana, will not I get moksha? The Brahma Prapti is the phalam of Dhyana, isn't it? Am I right, sir? Again the Vedanti says, no. Even if you do Dhyana, even Samadhi, moksha is not the outcome of that Dhyana, not the phalam of that Dhyana. How can you say that, sir? I sat for meditation, it is all written everywhere that he went into Dhyana Samadhi, and in Samadhi, after some time, he became Brahmibhuta. This is what we have read. Acharya says, no. You do Dhyana or Samadhi to do the Bandhanasha. Yes. The phalam of Dhyana and Samadhi is Bandhanasha. Muktata is not a phala. Bandhanasha is a phala, Muktata is not. Let us try to understand what this argument is. See, all these are complex arguments, and we have anyway undertaken the study of Brahma Sutra. So whether we like it or not, we will have to go through it is all mananam and continuous dissection of thoughts. Let us take a drushtanta or analogy. We all say that I want to relax and rest, isn't it? We always do that. What are you doing on this Sunday? I want to just relax. From where do you get the relaxation? Suppose you say, I want to have breakfast. Then what do? You cook something, take something, eat something. So there is an action, and that is called as taking breakfast. But what do you do exactly to relax? What do you do? Then you will tell me, no, sir, relaxation means doing nothing. No, doing nothing is fine. But to get the relaxation, what do you do? Your answer will be, you don't do anything to get relaxation. In fact, not doing anything is a relaxation. But how do you obtain the relaxation? By not doing anything. But then you switch off the light, you put some nice music, we put nice weather, AC, control everything, and you are just lying down in a very comfortable mattress, a comfortable pillow. All this that you are doing, is that a relaxation? No. That helps in relaxation, agreed. But what is relaxation? Relaxation is doing nothing. So you do nothing for which you do something? No. You do something so that the obstacle to the relaxation are removed. What is the obstacle to relaxation? Walking around, so you sit at one place. So you remove one obstacle. Too much of sound is there, you stop the sound, you close the door. So closing door is to stopping the obstruction for the relaxation. Closing door is not relaxation. Stopping walking is not relaxation. All that helps in relaxation, but that is not relaxation. So what is relaxation then? A time when you don't do anything is relaxation. If you try to do anything, relaxation is gone. Similarly, even if you are doing the dhyana, you are doing dhyana. Doing means you will not get Brahma. All that dhyana, dharana, samadhi, sanyam, all that it does is, it removes the obstacles. Bandhanasha is the phala, not the moksha. Moksha is not phala. Moksha is ever available. Relaxation, is it there? You bring it from somewhere. In you, relaxation is always existing. We are not relaxing. So do you create relaxation? No, it is already existing. By stopping non-relaxing things, I relax. Similarly, Brahma Prapti or Brahma is my nature. It's there inside me. I am Brahma. There's no question of your inside and outside. I am Brahma. You are Brahma. This is Brahma. All that. But I am not aware of it because there are bandhana on that. There is a bandha. So what do? I just remove the bandha. This is what Jnaneshwar Maharaj explains beautifully when he says that on the water there is an algae has come. Algae has come. So you remove the algae and then the water is seen. Was water not there earlier? It was there. You did not see the water. You removed the algae. The cloud covered the sun. And then the cloud was removed by the wind and you saw the sun. What did you? Did you bring the sun from somewhere? No. Sun is always there. You removed the obstacle, the covering you removed. You remove ajnana. Brahma is always there. And when will you see Brahma or realize Brahma? Moment you remove the covering, you will get the sun. Similarly, moment you remove ajnana, you get Brahma. And that is the difference between the karma and the jnana. Karma means there has to be some time gap for the phalam. In karma, you do karma at point A, you have to wait till point B to get the phalam. Isn't it? Some of the karma can get phalam right away. For example, you put your hand on a burning coal, you will get immediately the blister. Phalam is immediate. But I have slapped somebody, I may get after 2 births another slap back to me. That means karma and phala has a gap in between, and that gap is called apurva or adrushta. That means karma follows a policy of karma done at a point A, phalam is obtained at point B, and between A and B there is some gap or kala which is called apurva or adrushta. This does not apply to Brahmajnan at all. You don't have Brahmajnan because you have a covering or an obstacle or avarana or ajnana. Moment you remove it, immediately you get Brahmajnan. There is no third apurva or adrushta in this. This is the basic difference between karma phala siddhanta, karma vipaka siddhanta and Brahmajnan. They are diametrically opposite. All books we read about Brahma, we attend pravachana, then we start sitting in dhyana. All these activities we do is to remove the bandhana. Moment the bandha is removed, one fine time moment, a golden moment of time, or in Gurudeva's word, in the intense white heat of meditation, all of a sudden the Brahmajnana comes. Again, the Sufi beautifully describes this. वो अजब घड़ी थी जिस घड़ी लिया दर्स नुस्खा इश्क का कि किताब अकल की ताक पर जो धरी थी वो धरी रही. all the scriptural knowledge that I had so far obtained, it got completely blown away when I saw the sun, the Brahma. That is why knowing the Brahma is becoming the Brahma. Brahmavid Brahmeva Bhavati. In our world, knowing doesn't mean becoming. You know a thing, you cannot be that thing. You know the mango, you cannot be the mango. You know the knowledge of the Veda, you cannot be the Veda. In Brahma Sakshatkara, you know the Brahman and you become the Brahman, you be the Brahman. Brahmavid Brahma eva bhavati. Eva. You become the Brahma. So knowing and becoming is at one point of time. Eka samaya vachchede. One point of time. That is how Acharya is arguing. Then comes the question, when I get a karma, when I do a nice karma, suppose we have done really good karma, I will get good phalam. But every phalam has to end. It may end after 19 billion years, possible. But after 19 billion, it will end. That means there is a restriction of time on phalam. No phalam can be ever existing. That means there is no nityavastha. So the karma kandi or the Purumimamsak is now taking an objection. Sir, I agree with you that you get Brahma Jnana, like, remove the bandha, all agreed. But suppose that Brahma Bhuta Avastha also, if it ends, then he again comes back. Somebody has Brahma Jnana, it lasted for 3 years and he came back. Can that happen? No. Once Brahma Jnana, always Brahma Jnana. Nityatva. This is another classical aspect of Brahma Jnana. Once you go to the Mount Everest, you are gone to the Mount Everest. There's nothing like coming down. He is there only. Ramdas Maharaj in a cryptic way says, Samartha Ramdas says, Das dongari rahato, Jatra devachi pato. Meaning, he stays at the pinnacle of the mountain and watches gleefully what is happening down below. Now there is no skhalana, no coming down. In everything else there is a skhalana, going up, coming down, going up, coming down. All karmas will put you to the highest pedestal, but it will bring you down. Brahma avastha, no. There is no rumli off. Thus far, no further. You can reach there and that's it, destination. Gantavya is over. Maharaj beautifully puts it. How nice these saints have put such a complex philosophy in very simple one-liners. Ab dil mein hari dekhiya gawan ko kachu nahi. I have seen the Hari in my heart. There is nothing to sing about. Ab dil mein Hari dekhiya gawan ko kachu nahi. Kabira jab hum gawate tab jana kachu nahi. If I am doing bhajan, archan, puja and everything about the God, understand I have nothing. And now I have nothing to do, nothing to sing because I am Hari myself. That is Brahmibhuta Avastha. But the question remains, is it an Avastha that remains permanently there? How? What is the explanation for it? Is Brahmibhutata Nityatva? And how to ascertain that there is no skhalana from there, there is no downfall from there. Otherwise, I will do so much of work and dhyana, dharana, samadhi, this, that, puja, archana, everything and become Brahmibhuta, and after a few years or births, again I come down. Is it that the case? Or is it not that the case? If that is not the case and Brahmibhutata is Nityatva, permanently permanent, not changefully permanent, permanently permanent, then what is the argument for that? Acharya is not going to keep quiet. Acharya is coming out with his supreme intellect, dissecting all the enemies, all the arguments, all the Nayayikas, all the Kanada, all the Vaisheshikas, all the Purvamimamsakas, all the Acharyas are being completely. That is why Shankara's reincarnation being Shankaracharya, the height to which these arguments have gone, it itself gives a pleasure of a different kind, that what lofty heights these arguments have been taking place to establish through imagination, because we are still in Paroksha Jnana. Aparoksha Jnana is actually working on it. That's a different and distant story. God alone knows when we will be having that fortune, that we will be leaving everything and going for the Brahma and getting a guru who will lead us on that manner. However, what is in our hand now is the Paroksha Jnana state, Shastrartha as we call it. That is why the next point that is going to come in this argument said, what is a Nityatva? What is the guarantee that the Brahma Jnana is ever permanent, permanently permanent? Those arguments will be the subject of the next session. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate.